Hey you guys, so I'm gonna make a quick video. It's gonna be kind of two parts. I'm going to talk about I just finished my orientation, and then the second part's going to be the rest of my books and stuff, which I just got. And oh my god. So the one main theme that I saw with everyone else who posted a video on their orientation, the one main theme was information overload. And I gotta tell you guys, that doesn't even begin to cover it. We got so much information. I mean, it was covering basic principles from our nursing handbook, which covers, what's expected of us and whatnot, what our schedule is going to look like, what we should, like what books we need to bring in and what stuff we need to bring for our first week of classes. There was a lot of answering questions, things like that. So, I mean, it was a lot of basic stuff, but it was a lot of it. So it was, I don't know, it was pretty crazy. But I also got to meet a lot of the instructors and everything, and I don't know, they seem like they're going to be good. They've got a couple new ones for this year, so don't know anything about them yet, so I guess we'll find out. So yeah, I get to start Monday bright and early. I've got 8 o'clock. It's going to be my clinical. Yeah, I guess we'll be wearing, even though we don't have clinicals, we'll have to wear a uniform just to get used to it. So, yeah, I haven't even put my uniform on yet. You guys, I have to tell you, this just totally brought back a memory. When I was a junior, the middle of my year, I ended up moving down to a tiny little town in southern Indiana. And I remember the end of my junior year, I was on the bus, and one of the girls got on. She was a senior, and she was going to graduate, and she had her cap and gown and everything. She had got it that day. And I just remember she was absolutely in tears, holding that, and one of her friends came up, and I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I, couldn't help it. So she was, talking to her friend, telling her about how, excited she was about graduating high school because she was going to be the first person in her entire family to hold a high school degree, or a high school diploma. So she was super excited about that, and, I don't know, that image it stuck with me. That was what really kicked my butt in high school. It got me realizing exactly how important, that piece of paper really is. It's not something that you can just, slide by, call it good. I mean, my senior year, I worked my butt off. I worked so hard. I got straight A's, and even with straight A's, I ended up with a 2.9 GPA, which, it's not terrible, but, it's not exactly what I wanted. And so, once I started school here, once again, from the get-go, I worked my butt off, and, I think right now I've got just over a 3.5 GPA. I think it's like 3.56 or something. So, it's good. I'm trying not to push myself too hard. I mean, especially with nursing school, I know there's, trying to keep a 4.0 in nursing school is pretty much, I'm pretty sure that's committing suicide, but, so, yeah, so, that kind of brought me back to it. I got my nursing uniform, and I just, I don't know. Just between you and me, I actually sat here and cried. It was a huge deal. So, very exciting. So, yeah, that was my orientation. Yeah, lots of information. Oh my gosh, you guys, we got a kind of a video tour of the virtual hospital we have. Holy cow, there's one basic mannequin that they use for like IVs, catheters, enemas, things like that. And then they have, gosh, I don't remember her name. It's like the same name they use for all of them. But there's one that is actually pregnant, and she can, she gives birth. There's two baby sims. One is for, brand new, dealing with, like after birth. And then there's another one that deals with, the baby. You can hear the heartbeat, the bowel sounds. You can find the different pulses. The baby will turn blue if, there's no oxygen, things like that. And then on the other side, there was, let me think. There was, I think, 4 more. And they were like the sim, whatever. They have all sorts of features. Like they can sweat. They can, like their nose runs or ears runs. They can foam at the mouth. I don't know that I'm quite ready for those. But yeah, so there is a ton, and they have they have a whole setup that looks just like the back of an ambulance, and they have a sim there for emergency. He's called the Emergisim, and they have like different body parts that they can switch out for him, and they showed the drawer with it, and it's like, I don't know, like glass in the eye. They've got, limbs missing, things like that. It was intense. So, I mean, I didn't expect anything quite as good as this because, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm actually going to a community college. It's a commuter campus, kind of a satellite from another school. So and I'm also in the middle of, practically in the middle of nowhere. So I didn't expect, this good of equipment or anything. I mean, it looks they've got some really good stuff there. So I'm excited, and, once I actually, I think Wednesday I'm going in and I've got like a tour of the lab, a little more hands-on, so, maybe I'll learn a little more about it and I can share it with you guys, but yeah, so it looks like it's going to be good. So yeah, I'll update you guys. I'll probably update you guys after I finish my first week and let you know how everything goes. So yeah, I'll go ahead and end it here, and then, part 2, I'll put it at the bottom, covering the rest of my books and my, different stuff like that. So, see you guys in a bit.